Hi, my name is Oscar and I'm a scientist. Today we're going to talk with Mohamed. He just had his I-140 approved for EB2 NIW. We're going to talk about his case. We're going to see what he does, what he plans to do in the US, and some tips that he has to offer to all our viewers. I am truly excited to know about these success stories and to share them with our viewers here in this YouTube channel. If you have your EB2 NIW approved, get in touch with me. My email is oscar@eb2niw.info. We'll set up a time that works for both of us and we'll record the conversation so everyone can learn from your experience. Mohamed, thank you so much for joining this YouTube channel and this conversation. So congratulations also on your recent approval.
It's my pleasure to be with you in your channel to share my story and my experience. Hopefully, other people can get some benefit from our experience.
So tell me, I know a little bit about your case because we talked earlier. One thing that stood out is how fast your approval was. So can you tell our viewers how fast you got your notice of approval?
It was amazing, actually, and I was not expecting this much time. It is like 15. It's exactly 15 days since we file our case. So thanks for the process. Premium process, when they announced it on, I think, end of January, that they will start the premium process for EB2 in IW. By that time, I was preparing my file. You know, it takes time to prepare all documents and get everything ready and review it many times, then prepare the whole file to be ready for that to file it. So what I did actually during that time, I heard from you through your channel that premium process are in place right now. So it was amazing. And aside from, I did not think even twice. I said, I will apply as a premium process to save time. As I told you yesterday, I'm in visit visa, so time is matter for me. So what I did, was together with my lawyer, I immediately spoke to her. Did you hear the news? She said, yes. There is a premium process now available. So once we finish the file, we will apply as a premium process. We exactly submit the file on 14 February. They receive it 14 February. And I got the approval on 1st of March, before 2 days. So it is exactly 15 days. So a big file. It was like more than 300 pages. So to get it in 15 days, that was something amazing. And when I received the email, the notice email approval, I keep looking to the email. How fast is that? I was not believing myself.
You're like, is this true or is this
fake email or something?
Yeah. No, that's great. So you mentioned a couple of things that I will go into detail with you later, which is how you are on a visitor visa. But first, just give a very brief introduction of yourself as a professional. What is your field? What do you do? What are you proposing to do as your endeavor in the United States?
Okay, I'm a finance expert. I'm graduated from Egypt, Tanta University in Egypt, on 2006. I was one of the top on my class. I was ranking one of the top 10 on the class. Then I started my career working on governments, and then I moved to Dubai from Egypt. Started on a small company in 2 years. Within these 2 years, I decided to take my CMA certificate, the American certificate that was done on 2011. By that time, I start to looking for a better opportunity and a bigger organization. So I joined a company in Jabal Ali Free Zone. They are working on industrial field and automotive field. It's a big enough. So I consider myself as starting from that point, because actually the way I grow on this company, it was actually very good for me and for my career. I started in 2011, and I actually decided to resign on 2021 after 10 years. was planning actually to move to US. Because that I decision to resign. But the challenge, as you know, it is how to find a legal way to stay. During these 10 years, I have been progressed on my career from starting the position as a senior accountant. After around 1.5 years, I become the finance manager. And in 2018, they promoted me to finance director. So when I resigned, I was actually progressing through a three different position, each position higher level of responsibility and tasks.
So you could definitely prove that you have not only experience, but you have progressive experience, which is something that we always want to show.
Yeah, it was not difficult to prove that through letters, through business cards from my previous positions, through emails. It was not difficult. The good thing in NIW, they are in EB2 NIW, they are not specifying one type of evidence. Whatever you can as evidence, you have the right to get. So we have submit different type of evidence, each evidence to support one point on my case.
Yeah, I like that you say that, and I like these conversations that I'm having with people because each of one you bring different aspects that sometimes I don't cover, but you are very right. It's up to us how we present the evidence. The important thing is that we need to present the evidence, right? You have to have the proof, but you choose how you present it, what type of evidence. There's a lot of subjectivity on how you do things. As long as you do them, you can do them, right?
You are correct. Yes. So not like as I said, it's not some kind of evidence you have to give. So you have the right to choose whatever, but the good thing, you have to prepare and you have to link all evidence together. So this is also, sometimes for my case, I have so many evidence which I didn't submit because maybe will not help, or it will open for maybe later or another information. So when I discussed with my lawyer, she said we have this we have built a good case with the relevant evidence that we need to submit. So if they ask for something more, then we will share more information or more documents.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a good strategy. And later I will ask you about a lawyer, because I know people are interested in working with lawyer, working without lawyers. So, but before you said that you are in finance, which is also very nice, because I didn't have a conversation with anyone in your field yet for these videos. So you provide that different point of view. And let's go to the general EB2 requirement, which is choosing either advanced degree or exceptional ability. So what route did you use in your case?
Actually, that was a big concern for me. But yeah, because I don't have a master's degree, I don't have a PhD, so no advanced degree. I'm not qualified on this part. I don't have publications, I don't have citations, because I'm not a scientist. So also this is another weakness point. For me, it was a big concern, but actually, thanks to you, first of all, because through your a lot of videos, you keep saying there is one video, I think, 5 mistakes for or for the information about NIW. It's not.
We'll leave a link here, okay?
Yeah, when I know about EB2, I start to ask even lawyers. I start to ask many lawyers. They keep saying wrong information for me. And this, through you, I want to say to everyone, don't take only one advice. You have to do your own research. You have to ask many people and choose the correct person to ask in order to get the correct information. So it was a concern, but for this requirement, actually, I was qualified on another part. So first thing for the requirement, I have bachelor's degree with more than 5 years of experience, of progressing experience. So that was one part. Second, I am also qualified on at least 5 points of the exceptional abilities. I have license on my field. I am a membership on IMA. This is an Institute of Management Accountants. This is also American Institute. So I have also more than 10 years of experience. I was getting a good salary, and I was able to prove that. So I think, qualified for. This is our argument on the that.
So you have 5, and you only need 3, right? So
you need 3.
good.
Yes, we said I'm qualifying as someone with a baccalaureate degree with 5 years experience. This is done. Another point I have 5 point I'm qualifying on for the exceptional ability, which is 5 out of 6, I believe.
Yeah. So only with the bachelor and the experience you already had enough. So and then of course I'm sure that you use some of those items that are part of the exceptional ability for your prong number 2 to show that you are well positioned, right? Because there's overlap there.
Exactly. For this point, we got letters from the recommendation letter. They was saying I'm well positioned to for my end over. I was having a senior position on the company. I was progressing. I tried to get as much as documents from my previous employer, from my previous college, from independent recommenders, saying and confirming that I am well positioned. And that was actually the main point we have built our case on. So I have experience on that field. It's finance and business, and we have achievement. We show my achievements. We show the recommenders what they say about me, and then I also show some documents from university that I was top of the class. I show the CMA certificate. I have a certificate. I'm certified management accountant, and this is considered to be a license. So I am able to work in US by that certificate.
Yeah. So I like everything you are saying, because even if you are not a scientist, which is your case, for scientists we have it a little bit easier, because one thing that we always have is publications. Usually you don't, because you're not a scientist, but you found alternative types of evidence that would also show that you are well positioned.
I have attended so many conferences, seminars organized by like banks in our field. They keep making seminars or conference or events organized by some government entities. I have attended so many conferences. So by some photos proving that I was part of the conference, just showing photos and showing some invitations came through my email. So saying that I have been invited and attended this type of conference related to my field, I think that was also a good point.
Yeah. So I want to stress to people what you just said. So you have a type of evidence here, which is in your case conference attendance. That's the type of evidence, but then there's how you prove it. And you mentioned there's even for one type of evidence, you had different ways of doing it. You had photos, you had emails inviting you, you have probably communications with people. Sometimes you can even have recommendation letters where they describe how they met you in a conference. So you have to be creative, right, when you are thinking about your case.
And this is a good thing for the EB2 NIW. If you are a creative, you know very well how to build your case, link everything, all evidence together, then you will be having a good chance.
So I think, so we are jumping around. We went from general EB2 category requirements, then we went to Prong 2 because sometimes they are a bit linked. You are definitely a very well-positioned person in your field. You have plenty of evidence for that. But let's go back to the prong that we left out, which is prong number 1, where you describe what you plan to do in the US, the famous endeavor, and why it's important. So I'm curious, because I'm not in your field, how did you frame that when you put together your case? What did you tell them?
First of all, I have divided my plan in 2 ways. I said, first, let me qualify, or let me prove that I'm qualified under the requirement for EB2 NIW. And this is related to something happened in the past, related to your experience and so many things, and education background and these things. Once I finish this, I then think to link my experience to a project that will be useful to the US economy. And this is the hard point, actually. So when I think about that, I said I have achievements on the industrial field. The good thing on people who is working on finance or business, that they are involved in a decision. They are a decision maker in their companies. They are involved in in everything related to the business. So it's not only accounting or numbers. No, it is a business plan. It's a business development. It's a decision maker. So it is analysis, market analysis. So you have to be involved in all of the things. So I said, why I'm not proposing the same type of work that I was doing on my previous company for more than 10 years. So I choose that way. The company was working to help or to provide solutions to the industrial sector. So I choose that part, that I start to do research. What is the problem facing the industrial sector in the US, and how can I help on that? So I find supply chain issues, so many supply chain issues. So so many factors, they are struggling on getting spare parts to keep their machine running, to keep their operation running. And that was exactly our type of business. So whenever you have machine, there is a breakdown on the machine, it could cause a lockdown or a shutdown for the whole factory if they did not find the correct part on the right time. And that was our focus, that we are going to I'm going to use my experience, use my skills from the previous company in this field to help the US factories or manufacturer in different sector on getting their supply chain solved and providing them with the right solution and the right product on the right time, using my network from suppliers, from even from my previous companies, and using my skills on how to analyze the market, what is their need, how we will help on this part. That was our case. I have prepared a business plan for more than 100 pages, saying part of the case, saying what are the issues facing the US manufacturer sector. There was also a video for you. You share what type of resources you can, what kind of resources you can get the information. One of them was the White House website. So when I go through this website, I find there is an article, not an article, executive order from President Biden talking about this issue, about supply chain issue, and how they are supporting the people to solve this issue for be the national interest of the US.
Yeah, I like, I think three things that you said. First of all, you explained the problem you're trying to help solving, which is a supply chain issue. You explain it in very easy to understand words that even I understood, even if I'm not in your field. And you always have to do that when you're explaining also in your petition, because the USCIS officer is not a technical person.
Exactly.
Number two is you have to give a lot of details. Even though you explain with simple words, you have to detail what you're planning to do. You use a business plan, you said. So that's very good to know. And number three, you connected your endeavor with the US needs using official sources like the White House, right?
Right.
So
correct. Exactly what I did.
Yeah. So I think you just put everything out there really clearly. I liked it.
And actually, this point, for the people who's going to do the same things, you have to talk about it in your, or you have to tell the people who's going to send you recommendations to specify this point, to tell them what to say. But they know what you did in this field, so you can tell them politely, please focus on my achievement on solving the supply chain. This part, because as a finance director, you have so many things. I used to my company having more than 20 branch, so you have to be in so many different type of the business. So that was part of my job, which I had some achievements. So you can ask them, please focus on this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the letters, they have to have an intention, because you are going to use some of the paragraphs in your cover letter, and they
Yes.
have to, like you said, they have to be detailed. They cannot be vague, because if they are too vague, at the end of the day, anyone can write that. But if they know you, if they know your achievements, they will be able to put a lot of details on
So
on
I
the
have
letter.
got 6 recommendation letters
Yeah.
from different people, different nationalities. Some of them we have worked together. Some of them I have no link with them, but through they know me from the business relation. They heard about me. They heard about the company. They know what I did. So
So how many would you say were independent versus
actually,
subjective?
only 2 letter was independent, and
Yeah,
4 was dependent.
yeah. Okay, so I want to ask you about a couple of things that you mentioned earlier. The first one is your case is a bit special because you entered the US as a visitor, then you filed your I-140, you got it approved, and now you plan to adjust status. So this is a very unusual way. And a disclaimer for everyone that is watching, you have to be careful when you do this, because there are a couple of ways you can get in trouble. But it seems that you're being successful so far. So what is your next step?
Okay, let me talk first about the. Now I am almost 2.5 months in the US. So when I came to the US, I have no idea about EB2 NIW. So
Mhm.
I was coming for another plan actually to do my own business. So I was searching on this way, establishing company and trying to find a way to be a legal stay in the US and converting my P1 B2 visa to a permanent visa, and that is very difficult. That is, and I am not recommending to anyone trying to find illegal way to do that or to break his visa. So this is very difficult. Anybody here in US and you yourself actually you know very well about that. If you have F1 visa, F2 visa, students, yes, you might succeed, but visitor, it is a little bit tricky. So
Mhm.
when I spoke to many lawyers, they did not even appoint this option to go into EB2 in IW. So they keep asking for different type of visa. It might some people they said it's more than $900,000 to get a visa in order
Wow.
to allow you to stay in the US as an investor. And
Yeah.
another type of visa, E2 visa, it will cost around $100,000 and it will not guarantee for you a green card. It is just a temporary visa for 2 years. And that's also not 100% guaranteed. So
Mhm.
when I keep researching, I go through your channel and I find a video for you talking about the requirement and how you can be qualified for EP2. When I saw the video, I tell myself, okay, I have most of the requirement. Why I'm not thinking with this visa? Then from this point, I start to do my own research
Yeah.
about this visa. So as I told you, I when I decide, okay, let's go ahead and this is my goal. I didn't find the goal is you solve half of the problem. I was lucky to find one lawyer here. I'm living in Houston, so she's also having office in Houston. I went to her. I start to tell her I heard about EB2 in IW. When I start to speak about my qualification, she said, "Yes, you are eligible, and we can apply." I have start preparing the case on maybe 20 of December. It was
Mhm.
ready by 14 of, after 1.5 months, it was ready on 14 of Feb when we submitted and got the approval on 1st of March. That is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Now we have a petition approval. Then second part is how to apply for the change of status,
Yeah.
depending on the visa policy. Now it's a matter of time. I just need to wait until my queue come and my approval become current. Then I
Yeah.
will be for the change of status. Now I cannot do anything.
But one thing that I wanted to mention for everyone as a disclaimer also is, if you do something like what you did, you come to the US, file your I-140 and get it approved, then even if the visa bulletin allowed you, even if it's current, which is not right now, but in the future we hope that it will become current, don't file an adjustment of status within 90 days of entering the country. That's called the 90-day rule. And if you do that, you may get in trouble. You have to wait 90 days. But if you do it before the 90 days, they will say, well, you came under a non-immigrant visa, so you're not supposed to be seeking a green card. So those 90 days are really important.
Yeah, we have to wait for the first 3 months. You are right. I also from you that 90 days we have to wait. So we came, actually, this is not my first time in US. I came before to the US in 2019. I stayed for like 40 days. It was totally tourist visa. I came for enjoying the country. So I like the country. So it was my first time. So I put in my life plan to why not will not come and start building our career or building our own company or own business in the US. So the good thing, when you come for something and you see the country, US, it's actually a lot of opportunities, a lot of potentials, so many fields. It is American dream for many people. So many things in US available outside the country, or in, let's say, in the Middle East. So it is a dream goal. You can put it in your life plan, but you need to find a legal way, either legal way or not, because if you are not staying legally in the US, you will suffer a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's the ethical part and the legal part, but also you're right. Even if you manage to do it illegally, you will not have the same opportunities than someone that is on a legal status like you will. So I was going to ask you what this approval means for you. I think it's clear that you are seeking all this opportunity that the US will give you. Are you planning to stay in the area of Texas, or are you planning to move somewhere else?
Yes, my plan will stick to my plan, which I proposed to the USCIS, that I'm going to work on this field. I'm going to establish my own company on that field, and that was my plan when I decided to apply for the EB2. So I'm now focusing more on that point after getting my legal permanent green card or legal stay in the US. So I will be immediately starting my own business. I have my own business on Egypt, still running, profitable. So I'm going to move my my entire life from my home country to the US, and will also work on that field. I will be industrial MRO, it's called maintenance, repair, and operation. I will be taking these opportunities here, and I already did a lot of research on that field when I'm preparing my case, and I find a lot of and a lot of opportunities that I can use my experience and my skills to be on that field.
And I wish you all the success, of course, on that. Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers or the website readers about your green card journey, something that we may have missed in this conversation that you think is important?
There is a lot of things we can share, and I don't think the time will allow us. But the most important point, as I said, don't listen to untrusted resources. Don't just believe in yourself and know exactly what you want to do. Identify your goal, and then start to evaluate yourself whether you are fit or you are qualified on this part or not. If qualified, then identifying the goal is solving the half of your of the problem. Then you work on it, stick in your plan, and try to find a way. The option of EB2 NIW is fantastic option to many people who is seeking to stay and live in the US. Whatever field, don't think it is for specific people like science. Yes, it's maybe it's the majority for scientist people or for the businessman, but or for the people who's in art. but whatever your field, you can be qualified on this type of visa. As we mentioned, and as you said, there is no specified evidence that you need to give. Whatever you see or you think it is helpful, it's useful for your case, you prepare and you submit. It is hard to prepare. It will take time. Sometimes was not sleeping for 2 days, just trying to manage the time difference between US and other countries, and working very fast and very hard to try to minimize the time, and reviewing the case one and two times, three times, reviewing your case. Then when you applied, you did your part and leave the other part to the lawyer. The lawyer is, don't put everything on the lawyer. Lawyer is only presenting you, not replacing.
I like that. And yesterday when we talked on the phone, you told me that when you approached the lawyer with everything you had prepared, that you had a lot done, that they were surprised, right, about how well you were prepared. So what did you use to prepare? Did you use the videos that you saw online, the information from the website? What?
Yes, your channel and your website. First of all, I watched a lot of videos from your channel, and then I downloaded your material, and that was the major part. When you download the material, you find out and you compare your case to another succeeded case, so you know how to present a case. So I was trying to find out what did you did. So I used to always compare my file with your file and my letters with your letters, and trying to adapt these two together and show it to the lawyer. Lawyer also review it and did the necessary edits, change, and then we build a good case actually. So the material, it is very, very useful. It worth anything, and thanks for you, Oscar, because you did really a hard, very good work and very hard work, and you make the things easy to people like me or to people who want to apply on EB2 National Interest Waiver. If they follow your website, I guarantee they will. It will help them, and they will take a very big step on getting their things to be done and, inshallah, to be approved.
Nice. Well, thank you for your words, for your advertisement over there.
It really helped. So you deserve what I'm saying. You really deserve it, because it really helped me a lot.
I appreciate it, and I'm very happy when I get emails from people like you who I absolutely don't know. We just met, and I get these emails now more frequently because it's been a few months since I'm doing this, and it really gives me a lot of joy to see, okay, something I did is helping someone that I don't know at all. And they have the 5 minutes, in your case more than 5 minutes, but of time to give me back, to let me know that the story ended up well. So I appreciate it also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Oscar. Thank you.
I hope you really liked this conversation. I really enjoyed talking with Mohamed and learning more about his case. If you are interested in EB2 NIW, you can go and check out my website, eb2niw.info. He was talking about how he downloaded my I-140 petition, and he could follow the structure, he could see what I did, so he could replicate in his own petition. You can do the same. And lately I have a new product, the EB2 NIW course, which include my own petition, but I will guide you through a series of video lectures, both in English and in Spanish, through all these relevant steps in this process. So you will understand how to qualify for this EB2 NIW category, how to argue your case, how to build your cover letter, how to write recommendation letters and professional plans. So basically everything you need to know is in this EB2 NIW course. Please check it out. I think it has a lot of value for self-petitioners. Alright, thank you so much for your support. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please share this channel with others, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.